Hello everybody. So today we are going to see the topic on profiles. This is a very important topic as a system maintenance. We need to know about the profiles concept, where you are going to set the parameters and what are the things you need to remember before setting up the parameters. Okay, so basically SAP profiles are operating system files that contain instance setup information. The profiles are an essential part of technical and basic setting of the system. These profiles can be customized to the requirements of each instance, and profiles are used when starting and stopping the system, since they are in charge of allocating or reallocating the necessary resources as specified in the profile parameters. So what are the transaction codes we usually use in profile? Is we use two transaction codes in profiles. One is RZ10 and another is RZ10. I will tell you the difference of both. In RZ10 you will go and see what are the profile parameters have been set by SAP during the installation. So go RZ10 and click and select this button, and all the parameters will be seen in instance profile. Okay, and select the extend maintenance and click on display. What you'll be going to see, what are the parameters are there in the SAP system. And one more transaction code, as I said, RZ11 is nothing but it will search which profile parameters you are going to set up. So here the search will search for your profile parameters, and then you will copy that profile parameter and you will create a parameter in the instance profile, that is using RZ10. Before I proceed with that, first we need to know what are the types of profiles. There are three types of profiles. One is the start profile, instance profile, and default profile. Okay, so we'll be going to learn each. So first, start profile. When you start an SAP instance on a host, the start profile defines which SAP services are started: message server, dialog, gateway, or enqueue process. Right? When you start the SAP server, you observe which service start first. So this is what start profile take care of those things. The processes that can be started include application server, message, dispatcher, and gateway. Let me go and show you the start profile in SAP. So if you go to SAP MMC, when you start your SAP server and go and select the process list, you will be seeing here the start profile starts which services, like message, dispatcher, right? So enqueue is not here, but since this is only ABAP, if the SAP installation contains ABAP and Java, then enqueue will come into picture. Okay, so this is ABAP, so you can see message and dispatcher. So to see what contains in the start profile, how are you going to see? You have to go to transaction RZ10 and same thing, select the button and go to start profile. Double click on that and select the extended maintenance tab and display. This is what it shows about the start profile and the parameters which has already been defined by SAP during the installation. Next, default profile. Default profile usually it contains the configuration file for instances taking part in SAP system, like your host name, your IP, what you're giving, your SID, instance number. These all are in your default profile. You can also check default profile same way as we check for start profile. Select this and go to default profile and display. So what is showing? It's showing your host name, okay, and it's showing the database type for Java which you installed before the installation of SAP. It's showing the SID, right, and it's showing the logical system client 001. So what is this logical system 001 client? When you log into, after starting the SAP system, when you log into the SAP server, by default the client will be 001. So usually in a company you can set it by changing into, because the user when you start working he will go directly in the development system. So if the development system is 100, then you can set it here as 100. Let me show you this. So here is 001, right? So I will totally completely log off with this and then I will go. So what is showing here? 001. So if you set 100, then automatically here the client will become 100. Okay. So this is what about the default profile. Now there are some useful profile parameters in default profile. If you see, SAP system name is a parameter. It contains system ID for the R/3 system as I showed you. SAP DB host, which is nothing but the name of the database server which you have seen. Similarly, SNA gateway, this is the name of the machine on which the gateway is running. Similarly, other useful parameters. So this all you can see in your RZ10 transaction. Okay. Now coming to the instance profile. This is very important profile where you are going to set the profile parameters. In a real time, if any performance issue comes or any kind of parameters or maintenance purpose you are defining, then you have to go to this instance profile. And for instance profile, whenever you create any parameter, then it will ask to stop the SAP system and you have to start. So as I told that before stopping the SAP system, we need to be very careful that you need to escalate to all the users saying that the SAP system will be going down due to maintenance activity so and so date and with so and so time. Okay. So instance profiles provide an application server with additional configuration parameters to complement the settings values from the default profile. So if you go and, as I already shown you, instance profile. Okay. Here you can see how many dialog you have, 3. How many background you have, 1. Okay. How many NQ you have, 1. So this you can also see at SAP MMC also. If you go to ABAP work process table, how many dialog, 3. How many update, 1. How many NQ, 1. So likewise. So if, for example, say if you want to increase dialog work processes, what you will going to do? You have to change dialog 3 and you have to increase the dialog work processes. Let me increase some dialog work processes. To increase dialog instead of 3 to 4, then what you have to do? You have to first click on change. Okay. Now it came into change mode. Before it was in display mode. Okay. Go and double click on this dialog parameter. You will be getting a new screen saying that the parameter value is 3. What do you want to do? You want to increase it to 4. So once you increase to 4, then you need to come back. When you come back, basically nobody will think of this and they will just click yes. No, you have to click on save. That red bracket you can see, that will completely save your parameters. Okay, yes. Okay, now it become 4 and you have to go again back. Again click on save. Say yes. Now the change profile was transferred. Now again you have to click on save. This has not been completed. Okay, that's what I'm showing. So now it's saying some incorrect parameters values detected. So yes. So there are some values which are not correct, which you need to correct it. So as of now you can ignore it, and you want to activate the profile, say yes. Okay, and the profile has been saved. Now what is saying, the effect of activating a profile is simply that the profile is stored at OS level. For the profile to take effect, you have to restart the application server, as I told, right? So click on that and go back. Yes. Now to change the effect, what you have to do, you have to restart the server. So to restart the server, you know how to start and stop the SAP server. Okay. Right click on this and click on stop. Okay. So this will stop the whole SAP system. Okay. Now if you want to start the SAP system, again you right click on the SID and click on start. Okay. And refresh it and see what is the start profile is doing. It is starting the message service and dispatcher. Let's go to SAP. Now did you see how many dialogue are there? There are 4. Previously it was 3. So now it has become 4 dialog work processes. This is how you set the parameters in the instance profile. So there are also some useful profile parameters. This is just I showed an example of dialog. Similarly, you can have a number of profile parameters in RG11. You can set up those parameters as per the company's requirement. So as I did for the dialog, similarly you can increase spool, enqueue, and there are some other profile parameters here. Login fails to session end. For the discussion, number of permitted failed login attempts before SAP GUI is closed. As you have seen when you log into SAP system, right? So if you open the session, okay, so by default it will open up to 3. At the 4th time it won't open. So this is how the sessions end. So if you're putting a wrong password 3 times, then it will automatically come out and it will say next time the password will be locked. So this is what you can increase from 3 to 4, like how I will show you. Let me log on to SAP system first. Now let us try with the user 200. Okay, so I logged in correctly. For example, say John login after some few days and he put wrong password. Again he will go second attempt, third attempt, it came out. So this is how you can increase the sessions by using the parameters. Similarly, the login failed to user lock, number of permitted failed login attempts after which your user logged out. So like this, if you do, again you can log in. This third time you came out, again you can try. So similarly, this for 12 times if it does, then afterward the user will get locked. Okay. So these are the very important useful parameters which you can set. Similarly, for password length, okay, required minimum length of passwords. So you cannot give the password just 2 letters. So you have to, the password should be minimum 3. Similarly, the expiration time, maximum validity duration of password. Like if you want to give these parameters, then the user will get a message that your password is going to expire on so and so day. Okay, it will prompt before the password expired. So these are the useful parameters for setting up in the RG10. And if you're seeing this login no automatic user SAP start, this is very, very important profile parameter, I will say. For example, say you have created a new client, right? And when you are logging with that new client by using SAP star and the password pass, sometimes that pass won't work. So how are you going to log into that newly created client? Then what you have to do, you have to set this parameter equal to 1. So I will show you where I have set the parameters. So go to E, try USR, SAP, go to the SID, this, you will find the profile directory where you will see those 3 profiles. Here if you go to instance profile, open it with Notepad. I am making it maximum and see if you go down. So once you create a new client, you can set the parameter here. You can come here, you can set the parameter here. So since I haven't changed the dialog here, but I change it SAP level, it's automatically showing here at OS level. So it doesn't mean that when you are changing any parameters there, it will show up here also. Okay, so see here, I have set the parameter 0 because if you face any issue when you create new client and you are trying to log in, and if it doesn't accept the password, then you have to define these parameters. Okay, so this is very, very important. As I have repeatedly told, that profile parameters is a very important concept. So this is our the GUI auto logout parameter. This is system log parameters. If you want to increase the size of the file for the local system log, you can increase by using this parameter. Okay, this is for update and background. As I have increased the parameter for dialog, similarly you can increase the processes. Okay, so I hope you have understood this topic profile, which is very, very important as per the profile, as per the maintenance. Okay, thank you so much for attending this session. Bye.